Happy hobby days everybody, and welcome to this day of the Tamiya TA-02SW build. So we got everything set up all along to step 32 and she's looking good. One note before we will proceed to step 33 is that I talked about the edges yesterday, and I've also slowly discovered that this FRP material, the fiberglass reinforced plastic, is extremely sensitive. So I already have a lot of, I don't know if you can see it, scratches just from building this. If you're looking for a shelf green, you definitely want to build this on some soft material, a towel or something else. It's easily scratched, and as you can see, even though I actually just cleaned this up for today's video. Today it's not gonna be about this chassis, but about these items. For today I brought out a couple of wheel sets, tires and wheels, for a demonstrational purpose, because I think we are in luck today, as this Porsche actually has the slick tires. So all I'm gonna say just in a minute really doesn't apply to this, I think. So there might be some riding that we have to be careful placing the correct way, but so far it's looking like completely slick, symmetrical tires, and we do not have to worry about mounting them the incorrect way. As you can see, we got two wide tires for the rear and two narrow tires for the front. The same goes with the wheels. We got two narrow and two wide. These are chrome plated plastic. And we got the rims, or as Tamiya calls it, wheel caps. I'm not sure if there's any difference in English between wheel caps and rims. Please let me know. But we got four of them. I think they're exactly the same for all four. And again, we got the sponges, the inner sponges, the inlays for the tires. We got two narrow and two wide for the rear. I'll just get this out of the way and just make a quick demonstration, because often these tires for these kits actually come with threads and not slick ones like this. Since most tires like this needs glue, these are not bead locks, you cannot lock them with anything else than glue. It's very important to be very careful lining these up before gluing them. So the best way, which I think a lot of people are doing, because at some point or another they have heard or done it themselves, mounted the tires wrong and glued them. So the best way is to line them up. We got the narrow front. These are boogie tires. It looks a bit strange on the TA2. Let's pretend it's a very small DF01 for 1 minute. We got the narrow in the front and the wide in the rear. And I'm checking the pattern, which lines up perfectly. I'm actually sometimes I'm told that these radial kind of actually are supposed to turn this way. I could swap these one around as well, but it's not really important right now. All that's important is that we have different kinds of sets here and different kinds of sets here. So you can see if I line them up the same way, they will turn the opposite way around. The same here. Now we got another set of boogie on-road tires, and as you can see we have the same system, everything looking good, turning the right way. And now I'm gonna mount this one. So this is actually a set that I completely destroyed, at least the rear tires, by gluing them. So these are actually glued by me the wrong way. As you know, I'm not a person who's afraid of displaying my mistakes if it can help others, and there's really nothing we can do about this. There's all kinds of baking methods of dismounting these, but they never turn out very good trying to remove the glue and mounting it the right way. So these are definitely destroyed. So be very careful. This is probably one of the moments where I was thinking too hard and should have relaxed a bit more and just lined them up like this and glued them one by one to make absolutely sure that they are perfect. They are definitely not perfect now. As you can see, for today's tips, I'm really not a master at gluing. In the beginning I used super glue, which was pretty controllable, but I'm right now using this low viscosity tire glue where you drop a single drop and it kind of runs down the edges and you have to apply 2, 3, 4, 5 drops and it should be all good. But it's difficult, definitely for me, maybe not for some of you. So I tend to smear it around. I don't know if that's a word in English, but they work. As you can see, this is an example of some tires that came pre-glued. So the cheap ones, the factory isn't exactly doing the best of jobs either. But they work, and if they're not for the shelf, you will not notice a little bit of glue around the edges. Now every time I show a set of on-road boogie street tires, I get asked where to get them. These are okay. These are, I think, a set of Apsima, and these are a bit softer and a bit nicer. These are K-Force Racing from eBay. So they work pretty good, or they would work pretty good if I glued them correctly. I'm still actually running these occasionally with the wrong tires on them. I'm not a racer and just having fun. They work okay. I could recommend them compared to other like Carson and Really. I think a lot of people are running these all-terrain tires. I definitely did in the beginning because they are very available in the European Union. But I switched to these. These are not all-terrain and they work pretty good, pretty alright on the on-road for boogies, and they do not wear as quickly as the all-terrain tires. I think a set of these cost maybe 10 or 15 euro or 10 or 15 dollars, US dollars. So a very cheap set of four-wheel drive boogie tires. You can also get them as single pairs to the two-wheel drives. Now what I recommend, and if you've been watching my main channel, Nordic RC Visions, these are the E-Rugged Louise 110 Street On-Road Boogie tires. They also come, you can buy them as single tires and glue them on your standard Tamiya boogie wheels. And it's actually also, let me just show you a good example how terrible I am at this job. I don't know if you can see it, but there are all kind of mishaps going on around here. So if I was a racer, I would probably discard a set of tire each time I've glued it, but I'm not, and they work good. Maybe a little wobbly because they are not perfect, but they work fine. You can get them as complete sets, just like these ones, for your four-wheel drive boogie. These are also pre-glued and pre-mounted, but for now it's all about these tires. I'm looking very forward to seeing them on this TA-02. That was a terrible sight, mounting the boogie tires on them. So step 33 involves inserting the inner sponge and setting the tire on the wheel and screwing down the wheel cap or rim with 5 screws. I'll get these done, one tire, and I'll see you in a minute. So a change of plan. As you perhaps saw, I almost forgot to, I'll just show you, to use some alcohol on the places where the tire glue is supposed to be glued. And I also noticed that when I started rubbing, I don't know if you can see it, but there's very much residue coming off from the tire when actually starting to touch it. So I'm probably gonna wash all tires very thoroughly before doing anything with glue. So I'm gonna dismount this again and wash them all in soap and water, let them dry, and then apply the tire glue. This also means that I won't be able to film it properly, because I do not have the time to film the entire process. One little side note again, it's funny that the rear tires are made of a kind of semi-soft material that seems very sticky, while the front tires are made of a completely different compound. It's very, very slick and hard. So the rear tires and front tires are definitely not made of the same material. I thought for a minute it was just the size, the width, but it's also the material that are very, very different. So these are probably fine, just apply some alcohol on these front tires before you glue them. I think I'm gonna wash these thoroughly and let them dry and then mount them and glue them. This also means that I can, without the camera rolling, I can apply the tire glue here and perhaps do a little better job without having to worry about the camera angle. So we're gonna get these ready for tomorrow. All we need is some tire glue, a bit of wash, a bit of alcohol, some tire glue, and we should be good to go. Today's Tamiya greetings, or I should say special greetings, goes to RC Patapoof. So if you're into RC and maybe know a little bit of French, I do not, but I have seen some of his nice videos up here. Go check this channel out. Again, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully I get these washed up and glued. Happy holidays and take care.